Hey guys. So this is the most stupid thing that I worked on today. So I think that's how every demo should start, right? Just gives it a bit of perspective. Anyway, so I didn't do something completely new today. This is something, it was a type project I've been working on before, since around April. But it's the most stupid of my side projects. So this is an emoji framework. It's called Emoji Kit. And basically it's around the idea that Unicode is completely broken, emoji are broken. If you use emoji on your site, they're going to look inconsistent across like your users' devices, whether it's Android, whether it's like iOS, Windows, macOS, all that kind of stuff. So this is kind of here to fix it using images that auto-scale to kind of the font size. So let me just show you an example page with that really cool hipster lorem ipsum. But it's basically, the idea is you still should be able to use emoji on your website because everybody loves emoji, but but you want to have the consistency. So the way it looks in the code is, can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah. So you put an image tag. So it uses images instead of actual characters, and then and you give it kind of the name of the framework, you give the name of the emoji, and those names are based kind of around the Slack names, and then it'll convert them into images. So this actually here is an image. It's a bit, so the last time I did this demo at a different place where it wasn't as good, I used the Windows machine, so there obviously you can't really have usually those kinds of emoji, but you can see it's actually like an image file, and if I was to look at this at any device, it'll look consistent. But the good thing is, if you copy it, now you might not be able to see that anymore. If you copy it, it actually copies the native character, so that you can paste it into like different windows, different kind of messaging systems, anything. And the idea is kind of around the whole thing that anybody can kind of build their own kind of system where emojis are consistent. So for example, you have Slack, you have WhatsApp, and they all use the Apple emoji, right? So so you can kind of build something like that without having to re-implement everything yourself. So that kind of makes it a bit easier for you. And it supports all the emoji, up to a size of like 160 by 160, because that's the biggest Apple gives us. And so you can actually do some cool stuff with that in actual websites. So this is a different side project, which is just kind of, it kind of shows you how you can use emoji on actual websites. So if I just add this, so here on this website I use the emoji as different parts of the OAuth flow. So if it's successful, it'll give you something like that. Or if you do it and you kind of abort halfway through, it'll give you a different emoji. So it's kind of meant to be like, you can kind of use emoji, which are kind of fundamental or a fairly large part of culture right now, kind of use them as design elements in the website. And you couldn't really do that before with other frameworks or get consistency in any way, kind of like that. And it's stupid because it's fun and it's about emoji. So yeah.
Great.
Thanks.
Decided to work on something sort of meta, because this is a hackathon, and what better to work on something but a guide for hackathons. I've organized a few hackathons before, and I realized after attending a few other events and hackathons that people who've never organized events before just don't know what to do sometimes. They've never done it, they don't know what's available to them or what are the options. And I thought it would be a really good idea to get a guide together, give them and show them some of the options available. And this is the result. Well, it's a quarter way done, but this is one of the parts. So there's a website up, and it's essentially this right now, but it's going to get converted into Gitbooks, and it's got all these topics, but it's split into two different parts: pre-planning and on-day execution, so people know what they should be planning beforehand and what they should be doing on the day itself. And it's got all those topics, and it talks about those specifically. I've spent about 3 months doing this, and it's just a really slow process of writing everything up. The main purpose, I think, is just the fact that there's so many bad events out there. Like, show of hands, how many events that you've been to, you think something could have been done much, much better in terms of like maybe the logistics, or maybe like the food available, how people actually got food, or even how people had to queue up to go to the talk or for getting the tickets. And the whole, and exactly, that's like the whole thrust behind it. Like, for any organizer, whether it's first time or it's an seasoned organizer, this would be a guide that I would like them to maybe take a look at, and maybe not the whole guide, but just specific areas that they want to beef up on. And that's the general idea behind it. Yeah. Thank you.
Cheers.
Well guys, so far you've seen pretty useful stuff. This is a completely useless project. Nobody will ever use it. Freeze. Do you feel like you need a break? Why not freeze time? Do you really dislike somebody? Why not freeze them? So I present to you freeze ray. Unfortunately, this is just a web API at the moment. There is no hardware. We can't actually freeze people. Maybe next time, you know, if we have another day of hackathon, maybe that will be something we can do. For now, we can just use the web API for that. And we thought, you know, we don't really like things that Boris Johnson say, right? These days, we can just freeze him. He's not going to say anything anymore. Completely pointless, right?
Does it work with arbitrary objects?
What do you mean by arbitrary objects? Define an object. Is it too hot in London, for example?
You know what I mean, just maybe another photo.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, here we have Mr. Freeze before he became Mr. Freeze in Batman and Robin. So, instantly he becomes Mr. Freeze. Yeah, it's completely useless at this point because we couldn't manage to build a freeze ray within a day. I hope to build one day.
It doesn't end up well.
I'll monetize it somehow. But yeah, there's that.
This is pretty stupid and useless.
I tried my worst.
We don't have the volunteers. The one that will hold the computer because my cable isn't long enough.
I can hold the computer for you, Wojtek.
And then, where's the device?
Do you want?
And we have this. This is the hot potato. The hot potato, the game is very simple. You have buttons on the bottom, and once you press this button, you throw the hot potato to the next person. They have to press the button, and then look at in front of you. Look in front of you. And then once you press the button, you move the other person. The person who doesn't press the button fast enough dies.
So we need 2 more volunteers, right?
Well, yes. The pointless of this thing will end up in a second. Can I have one more volunteer?
Come on.
There are buttons on the button, and I will throw it to you, and just press the button and throw it back.
Before it blows up.
Before it blows back. So
Does the VR blow up too?
it starts thinking. Grab it.
Well, actually, because the potato doesn't blow up, it just
Go back.
lasers your eyes.
And then. Yep. And it goes faster each time. And then you throw to the.
VR
And that's the pointless part of the game. Okay. And so. Yeah.
By the way, your VR doesn't work.
Yeah. That's the thing I.
That's pointless. I see.
That's the pointless part of this. Yes. That's true.
What do you mean it doesn't work? It shows a score.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it
It
doesn't.
doesn't.
No.
Aww. Maybe it's connected to Wi-Fi. But anyway, that's the very pointless.
It's pretty pointless. From here, at least.
Excellent.
Something. Oh, it's charging battery. What? Oh, it's actually. It's actually.
No, that's not gonna work.
Okay, that's fine. I think it's over. That wasn't part of the demo.
That's pretty useless now.
Yeah, the only thing it does is it smells. Once it burned out. That's what's good.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Or is lava.
Don't say that. Yeah, it's a prohibition.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, this is Blobby. Blobby is yes, as it says, the world's most over-engineered bristlebot. It doesn't have any bristles, so it's not really a bristlebot. But yeah, basically, this is a Atmega 328 microcontroller running at 16 megahertz with an external thing dead bugged together because I really hate myself and just wanted absolute pain for 8 hours. And yes, it's all stuck together and programmable from a computer, just like normal Arduinos are. It actually acts like a normal Arduino Nano, I guess. And yeah, it looks like this when it's all finished. And it's just, yeah, it's very high tech. It's so high tech that I'm gonna attempt a live demo.
With a small battery, so you don't have enough.
Stand back.
We can make a circle.
So everyone ready? It's gonna be very exciting.
Yes! Woo!
And there you go.
It didn't cut.
So we built a Wi-Fi connected bong. And the first process was to get a bong, and we were searching for Amazon Prime Now to try and get one delivered, but they won't do it. So we were looking around, and I just thought, you know what, I was a teenager once, just give me a can and some tape and I'll make them. So this is our simulation bong. It contains no actual bong water. I don't know what's in it actually. We've got a barometric pressure sensor, which is now full of water and doesn't work. Designed for that. You pop in there. And this little Internet of Things wireless thing, it's connected to the wireless here. So as you toke, this light glows, and then it posts the results to
to a Node.js server running God knows where, and to his watch.
Yeah, I now get I get Pebble notifications to tell me how much I've been blazing. So I don't know if the camera can see up close, but you blaze for 1.142 seconds. You tug like a pro, and if you don't, it measures chamber pressure. So if you don't smoke, if you don't toke hard enough, you blaze for 0.4 seconds. You toke weakly. It's kicking things over it again. But yeah, it's recorded to a database. We were hoping to kind of graph the usage of the bong over.
Database.
Can we get an illustration?
It's probably not going to work. Hang on, let me reboot it. If that light goes green, this is going to work. It's going to sit there and freeze, isn't it? Keep an eye. Come on. Yeah, the pressure sensor. I was reading the data sheet earlier, and it said don't get the pressure sensor wet. So obviously, we did. No. It's not reading the bloody sensor again. It did work. We have a database of my test toking all afternoon, which is plotted on it's on a graph, isn't it?
It's on a graph, but the graph's rendering white on white, so I can't.
That's pretty pointless.
Oh, and also
I can show you, but I actually need a pair of pliers to open my laptop. And I've closed it.
So, quick question: does it solve a real problem?
no.
And yet,
Oh, it also it tracks your because you can estimate altitude from pressure. So you can do the joke.
so we can tell you how high you are.
Oh, and we securely store credentials using a strong hash. I'll tell you what it is. I think there's a dry joint on there.
So I can show you the current status page, which is perfomatic.
Guys, do you need a beta tester?
We need to figure out a few bugs first.
Don't worry, they go away.
My eyes!
Fuck.
It's my DNS.
Yes.
Open your laptop. What do you need twice open your laptop?
Because my hinge is broken, so I just let me just get in here.
That's pretty pointless.
It's a bit of a show as well.
So
This gets better and better.
let me attach.
We're prepared, honest.
We've done this before.
It's my first day.
Is it going to work? Come on, you've used the screen before.
Yeah, it's on.
There's the screen.
Hang on, I need two-factor authentication for this.
We're all about security with this person. Oh, you got the
It is pub. Oh, it's 8080, that's why.
security that. No,
There's two Fs.
you're 2Fs.
There we go. So that's currently our status page with the working graph of all of his paths.
I don't like.
Have you got a dump of the database?
I have got a dump of the database. It's somewhere.
I think. Did your server?
No, I typed the wrong port again. There we go. So yeah, Toke / his bong ID, because obviously we are registering every bong with a unique ID in the database. Yeah, you can
Zoom in.
Oh, zoom in. So we've got how many milliseconds each toke was, the exact date time when it took place, and the amount of millibars that the.
It's the strongest toke on it.
So it sends a different message to the device depending on how hard you've sucked and how hard you've sucked in the past. So if towards the end you sort of drift off, it gives you a helpful reminder that you need to suck harder.
Excellent. Very good.
We are taking pre-orders.
So this is our, we came with a bunch of stuff and we decided to stick it all on this helmet. The point of the helmet is that I'm sure nobody here can relate, but if you had been a real nerd when you were a kid, then you would always want to insult people, but you couldn't do it because you're too scared. But now you're a grown-up and you can have this hat. And what you do is, if you want to insult somebody, you hit this button, down there, and it goes, no! And then it prints out an insult on the side and gives somebody the finger. It says, you're so classless, you're a Marxist utopia. So that's all it is. It's a servo motor printer, some LEDs on a piece of conductive fabric, and an FSR, and an Arduino inside.
And you're protected if people fight back.
Oh yeah. If somebody fights back and they throw a punch, no problem. Wearing a helmet. Another insult?
I like demos. Isn't the battery on?
What does it say?
You are as dumb as a ghost shit and only half as useful.
Excellent.
So yes, that's it.
Thank you.